What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's talk some Sixers.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like this game, he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Fan Friday only on A2D Radio. Every Friday we are brought to you by Gleason's Bar, and it's located 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, Levittown, PA. And you can use promo code A2D and get 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com. Their steaks are fucking money. They're money. Go use the promo code, people. Right? If you're anywhere by Levittown, PA, 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, go to Gleason's Bar. Google them. Get in there and use the promo code A2D. Pete Young, Jake Friel, I'm Tom Arnone. The family, let's talk about it. Whatever call-ins, all right, the last, say, 30 minutes into the show, and what we do is we're opening it up. You get 2 minutes to come on and rant it out with us. Rant it out. You get 2 minutes, time's yours, right? And then when the clock strikes, you got to listen, and then you're going, right? But you're giving you 2 minutes to get it out there. Get it out there. All you got to do is inbox any of our social media platforms, A2D Radio. Inboxes will send you the link. Come chat it up with us, and we'll have some fun with that. NFL Week 10 preview and picks. We'll give you some picks against the line, all that fun stuff. NFL roster shakeups. Obviously, Odell now going to the Rams. Did the rich get richer? That's going to be the question, right? Ever since the boat issue, he hasn't won either anywhere he's been.
Pussy.
So, how does it hurt him is going to be really the question. Because on the football field, I think it only helps them. So we'll talk about all that. Our main topic at hand is, where does Ben Simmons land? Does he land here? Because he ain't happy with the doctors now. Now it's the doctor's fault. This is becoming a joke. This is becoming a mockery. We're a laughing stock in the NBA that this guy is still on our roster. Let somebody else's doctors figure it out then. He's made it clear in so many ways. He's not going to play ball here. He took a ball, he didn't shoot, and he went home. So here we are. So will Ben Simmons ever play here? Ties into our poll question. Brought to you by Manscaped, and you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. This is the best in the business. The weed whacker, right? If you got somewhere to go, you get up in the ears everywhere. The lawnmower. Clean yourself up downstairs. Now they got 2-in-1 shampoo, body wash. I mean, come on. Colognes, everything. Go use promo code A2D at manscaped.com and giddy up. You get free shipping too. 20% off and free shipping. Our poll question for tonight's show: you believe the 3-team trade of Ben Simmons for Jaylen Brown and Patrick Beverly will happen? Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the damn like button. Hit the subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a motherfucking friend. Do it. Do it. Right? You know that movie. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Be great tonight. Be great. Believe that this trade can actually happen for us. Believe. I need the people out there. The only way we're going to believe together is by you subscribing here and you hitting the damn like and comment in. Let us know. You know how we roll. It is Fan Friday. It's about the people. I agree it will happen. Why not? Because it's not just a one-time rumor, right? Now this rumor's gotten deeper. And deeper by what I mean by deeper is now there's a third team involved. But with the same two players. So that tells me that when there's smoke, there's some fire here, right? And I'm not going to tell you it's a guarantee. I'll just go with the agree out of optimism more than anything else because it's time to go. So Jaylen Brown back is a huge win for this basketball team. And then you just throw a little side piece of Pat Bev. I'll take him off my bench. I'll take guys that are going to get up in you. So let's go agree, people. Let's buy in that it can really happen for us because it's his time has come to an end here. When you won't meet with doctors, right, and you've sort of made it clear in that stance that it isn't working here for you as a player, right? Now it's the organization's obligation, okay, guys? It's their obligation now to move him. And you might get 50 cents on the dollar, right, boys? You might get 50 cents on the dollar. You might not get a Jaylen Brown back. But at the end of the day, you move on from us having a conversation about a basketball team that's going through some COVID stuff, right? And all these guys are going to be back. And that's the great thing about it is you're not going to deal with it for the rest of the year for some of your main guys, right? So that's good news, okay? And they play tough without these guys. But you got to move on because look what we're talking about. We're talking about where we got a generational big man and a lot of talent around them, right? And we have the ability to go get 50 cents, 60 cents, 75 cents on the dollar for Ben Simmons right now and get rid of the conversation here in Philadelphia. Like, we are for the fan, by the fan, and it is time to get rid of the conversation that involves Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers, right? The next conversation, guys, has to be he is somewhere besides here. If that's his place in LA, good for him, right? I don't care. Give me back whatever you think's worthy to give me back for him. We've lost our value on him. He's never going to play here, doesn't want to play here. We don't want him here, right? So when is the organization that hasn't got any criticism to any of it, nor do they deserve it, right? But right now, you got to make a move. Ownership has to accept that you're not going to get what you think you're going to get back for him. And if ownership doesn't accept it, then we're going to be stuck with this guy and this dog and pony show for a whole year. And, boys, that's not good for our basketball team.
Nope.
A little bit of it, but look what our poll question is tonight. Obviously, the Eagles aren't good enough, but our poll question tonight is a good basketball team. A really tough, looks even deeper than we thought maybe they were, basketball team, okay? And our conversation is about Ben Simmons and him being traded again. Paging Daryl Morey, paging Elton Brand, paging Sixers ownership from every fan in the city of Philadelphia. We ask you and we understand that you will not get back as much as we thought you would at one point. Mm-hmm. So it is time to move on. It's in our best interest. It's in his best interest. I don't give a shit about him. He's a liar. All right? But it's in everybody's best interest to cut ties. Cut the damn ties. What are we holding on to this guy for? He won't meet with our doctors, Jake. Pete, mm-hmm. What are we holding on to him for? Because we haven't got the right offer back? Listen, there's 50 guys in the league, and if any one of them are in that offer, the deals need to be made. Right? You go your top 50 in the league. If this guy's the top 50 in the league, I'm taking him back. Maybe I can get 2 top 50s. Right? I mean, you just got to fill out a roster with them. Whatever people want to give you. So I agree. Maybe it happens. If not with this deal, it's got to happen somewhere else, guys. And I feel like I'm speaking for all of us and the fan base, all out there. When's enough? I mean, this is the biggest joke I've ever witnessed in Philadelphia sports. And there's been a lot of bad ones. All right? There's been a lot of bad ones. And I think we're going to have a little list. The worst breakups in Philadelphia sports history, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll do that on one of our Fan Friday shows. Let the family come in. They give us their list, right, at the end of the show. It'll be freaking perfect. All right? But number one on everybody's list would be Ben Simmons. Everybody's list. And if it isn't, wow. We watch a guy lie about mental illness. Straight to our faces, and we all knew it was coming. We all knew what was coming.
Yep.
You loser. And all the people that really deal with this on a day-to-day basis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that a guy with this kind of money and this kind of ego, and we know he's got an ego, will go this far just not play basketball here. Okay? That's what it came to. And they've been finding his ass. I see guys in the comment. Right? Find his ass. He's the crumb of the year, which will be released January 1st. Okay? Or, yeah, probably that day. All right? but the crumb for the year of A2D radio, I don't know how it's not Ben Simmons. And there's a lot of bad shit. I can say a lot of shit. I go off for 20 minutes on the Phillies. I go off for 2 hours on the Eagles, right? And it's this loser. Boys, go ahead, because I can do this all night with this piece of shit.
Oh, I've missed you.
I miss you too. I miss this coming. This show's a little different because we try to cater to the people. Now we're gonna see how many people come on and got what it takes, Pete. Because a lot of people in the comments sort of seem like, throughout my years doing it, they feel they can talk like they got what it takes. Camera on, motherfucker.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see how you are when the lights shine bright, baby.
Go ahead, boys.
Yeah, but to add a little context to it, there was a report from Bleacher Report earlier today talking about this potential trade. The Minnesota Timberwolves would, now again, all hypothetical from Bleacher Report, the Minnesota Timberwolves would receive Ben Simmons, Robert Williams III from the Celtics, Matisse Thybulle, Jaden Springer, and a 2022 first-round pick. The Philadelphia 76ers would receive Jaylen Brown and Patrick Beverly, and the Boston Celtics would receive Karl Anthony Towns. Now, in theory, do I do this trade? Like just looking at it just as it's laid bare right now? Yes, absolutely. I do this trade. But is it going to happen? That's the real question. Is it going to happen? No, I don't think so. As much as I want this scumbag, Ben Simmons, out of my roster, this cancer, I should say, out of my organization, lying to the people, conveniently, I might add, right after Lane Johnson said he had to leave the Eagles organization with mental illness. A little convenient. I'm just saying, it's a little convenient. But you have that. You have Rich Paul coming out worrying about Ben Simmons being like, oh, his mental health. He can't deal with being fined. Listen, I have to give it to Rich Paul. He has to juggle Ben Simmons and also worry about potentially not being a song that Odell writes about. That's the other thing. So,
Odell.
Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I want it to happen? Yes. But at the end of the day, I'm going to disagree. I don't think this deal happens at all.
Yeah, and you're not going to get an argument out of me on that, on it not happening either. Pete?
I disagree with the poll because I just don't see why the Celtics would trade with us of all people. Like, there's not like a big history behind us making trades. Like, what's the most recent one? Like the Thybulle trade, which didn't work out for them.
Yeah, but they're not really trading with us.
Yeah, but like.
No, they're not though, because they're not getting anything from us. Our stuff's going to Minnesota.
No, I understand that, but they're still essentially giving away Jaylen Brown to us.
To us, but they're getting Karl Anthony Towns back, and it's something that they feel like they need to have the big man to go with the wing player. That's what they feel like they need, which makes sense.
I understand that. I just can't see them wanting to help us in any way, shape, or form, even if it helps them. There's always that. No, there's always that. As far as Ben Simmons goes, like he's such an embarrassment. It hurts my heart, like how much he sucks. Like I literally remember watching draft night and just losing my shit when we got the number one pick. Mm-hmm. And as someone who struggles with mental health, it honestly hurts me in my soul that he would lie about this, because there are days where it's tough. It's just tough to get out of bed and just to watch. Like there are days where I have trouble watching sports and that shit just won't even help me, which is sad to say, but those are just days like that. And the fact that this motherfucker would lie about it is it's emotional. Like how can it not make you emotional? Because this is someone who you're supposed to look up to, and this is someone who's supposed to be the best type of person. This is a guy who I sat through losing seasons for. I had season tickets to a 10-win fucking team so we could get Ben Simmons. And the fact that I have to watch him pull this dog and pony bullshit, and the fact that he has to lie about something that I have to deal with on a regular basis, something that affects me like every day of my life and is going to affect me for the rest of my life, is just fucking heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. Especially to a guy when it's twofold too, Pete, when you talk about a guy that I don't want to say you protected, but you believed in, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like if you didn't believe in him and he lies about it, you're just a piece of shit anyway.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
If you believe in a player, which we've all had our guys that we truly believe in, right? Then it's like, man, what? Like you're this kind of guy? You really are?
Yeah.
Right? Because people said it about him. I mean, people that conversation's been real for a while that he's a snob, right? I mean, he's a nose up.
We literally did a show every week for 8 months where I had this motherfucker's back and I got killed for it on air every week.
Yep.
By everyone and their mother. And then and which is whatever. I was wrong. I got no issue with it. I want a jersey out of it, so it's all good. Ha 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 ha, Johnny.
But no, I do. Listen, I do. You know, you airing yourself out, right? You know, we appreciate it because it's not easy to say when it's real. When it's real, it's not easy to say.
Yeah. No.
Right? It's not easy to say. So
this is a place I feel comfortable and I feel safe talking about it.
Yeah, and this guy makes it up, and it's just bad. So they need to cut ties.
Yep.
And this kind of deal I understand, but they're not getting Ben Simmons, right? So the Celtics aren't getting Ben Simmons. The Timberwolves are getting Ben Simmons. What a perfect place to send Ben Simmons, right? Screw you, go to Minnesota. Okay? Go to the middle of nowhere. So in reality, when you're a general manager, you have to look at deals on the surface, right? So if their management goes to each other and says, do we make this deal because Philly's involved? They're going to say, would you make the deal if the same players were involved and it wasn't Philly? And if they say yes, then that deal's getting made. Make sense? Which I believe most people would say yes. Like, I believe in the deal. I don't love that it's the Sixers involved, but I would make this deal if it wasn't the Sixers, so I got to make it. And in their eyes, they're going to get Karl Anthony Towns that team up with Tatum. That's big. That's big stuff. That's big stuff. Frank says, I believe in some of it, not all of it. Mr. Wing, while I think he's using this to get paid, there's definitely some mental health and anxiety issues with him shooting and performing. Maybe. Or he just never wanted to be embarrassed doing it.
I think I'm not going to say he doesn't have mental issues. I think there's a mental block. But here's the difference. Like, look at Giannis. Giannis knows he sucks at fucking free throws. He knows he's not the world's best shooter. Here's the difference. When Giannis misses back-to-back free throws, he's still shooting. Like, he's doing what he can. Ben Simmons misses 2 free throws. He doesn't take a shot the rest of the fucking game.
Yep.
Disappears.
Yep. Like, you can say what you want about Giannis. Like, at least he's willing to put it in. Like, even if he doesn't go, like, he could shoot like 9 threes and they like airball every goddamn time. He could take 15 jumpers. He don't miss and he don't make 1. He could do 23 throws and he makes 2. But guess what? He's still driving. He's still shooting, and he's still willing to take threes. Ben ain't willing to do any of that. Giannis Antetokounmpo has no problem embarrassing himself night in and night out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And he does.
Thank you, Mr. Wing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's the big difference, right? And I've said it for years, and I know a lot of us on this platform have said it for years. When you're talking about that competitiveness, Ben Simmons doesn't have it. I've said it on this platform since I've been here. He doesn't have it. All that he cares about is the money, the glitz, the glamour, the girlfriend, so on and so forth.
And to your point, my dealership.
Yeah, and to your point, Pete, you're talking about a guy. You're talking about it.
Jake, real quick, and to him playing defense is not necessarily him being a tough guy or a gritty guy. He's just super athletic and big, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's like one of these dogs, to your point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. And to Pete's point, talking about Giannis, the difference with like Giannis is obviously, he has the athletic ability, but you're talking about a guy who came from nothing in Greece, came from absolutely nothing. And he has the humility, unlike Ben Simmons, to admit his deficiencies, what he's good at and what he's not good at. I've seen him call himself out in press conferences about his free throws and his shooting and that whole thing. And we've seen it for years. And I applaud him for it because he owns up to it like a man. And unlike Ben Simmons, when it comes to his free throw shooting and his lack of shooting threes, whether he doesn't want to or he's just blatantly not good at it, but we see him at the gym doing the complete opposite and looking like a true Hall of Fame caliber. It's going to drive me up a wall. It's ridiculous. Plain and simple, it's ridiculous. When you have,
we got to talk about it, right?
I'm over it. I'm over it.
I'm just sick of it.
Yeah, I'm over it.
We had to talk about it tonight because
I'd rather talk wings.
The second time this report came out. So the second time the report comes out, and then there's a third team. I think it's important to the people to not only talk about it, but to say what I said earlier is it is time.
Yeah.
It is time. And if anybody out there doesn't believe it's time to take 50 cents on the dollar and get rid of them, I want to hear from you tonight. We want to hear from you. And we want to know why. We want to know what you think can change. Maybe you can sell me and us. I doubt it, but maybe you can sell me. And fam, the last half hour of the show is open for you guys to come on with us. Come on, spit it, talk to us. You get 2 minutes, maybe 3 if you're good. All right? Just kidding. But come on with us. Keys says there's no mental block. What's up, my brother? With Simmons. He said, let's be real. He's an arrogant dude. Agreed. That won't shoot because we all want him to. He wants to do it his way. Listen, I mean, that's the facts. Keys, I mean, that's the facts, brother. You keep preaching it. Keep preaching it. Keys, one of our A2D members. You can become one. Right pinned in the comment section over on YouTube. All you got to do, go up, hit it, $9.99 a month. You get in the Jersey member wheel every week. All right. And you get on Steve, the Weekly Roundup does his giveaways for the member wheel. And you get Nate Moss and Willie Vegas picks. Listen, you're cleaning up. You're cleaning up and you're getting stuff. Nobody out there in the business is doing as much for the people as A2D for $9.99 a month. You know what I mean? $9.99 a month. We're giving you the whole rub and tug.
So real quick.
Service? You want full service? I mean, we're giving you the full kit and caboodle here. Ain't your normal massage parlor, baby.
So real quick, this just popped off from Woj. The NBA's probe into the acquisitions of Lonzo Ball and Kyle Lowry has reached advanced stages, sources told Adrian Wojnarowski. The Heat and Bulls could face fines up to $10 million.
Wow.
The suspension of team executives and forfeiting of draft picks. So,
I mean, I think it's bad enough that they're paying Lowry like $32 million to average like 8 points a game and like 22% from three, and then to lose major draft picks and $10 million in fines for that type of player. Good God.
And executives potentially getting suspended. It's insane.
Yeah, and it's really nothing. So what they told me is like they're not even getting in trouble. Like $10 million.
Really.
Yeah, $10 million for an NBA team's like fine.
Yeah, for $1 billion franchise. That's
a pretty big fine though.
Yeah, but for the Bulls though, that's nothing. That's nothing for the Bulls.
So listen, the other side of this is, what's going to be our original poll question. Jake, if you have what was our original one going to be, and we sort of shifted it, because again, second time this deals came out. So hopefully it happens.
Yeah. I don't have it on me right now, but it was basically the Sixers are struggling without their key players. And when I made that original poll question prior to the show and prior to us changing it, I was looking at it at the fact that we didn't have some of our stars. Obviously, we didn't have Tobias Harris for a while. We didn't have Danny Green for a little bit. Seth Curry missed some time. And minus the Toronto Raptors game last night, they look good. Despite a loss and that whole thing, we talked about their competitiveness, their toughness. They kept fighting. The team looks good. The chemistry looks good. But what gives me confidence, obviously, even though we're down 3 straight and we have the Pacers coming up soon, which could potentially lead to a 4th straight loss. Hopefully not. But it gives me a lot of confidence moving forward with this basketball team. Once this basketball team gets healthy, I think we can go past the second round. And originally, before the season even started, I'm like, nah, we're going to lose in the second round again. It's the same shit every year. Doc Rivers always chokes it, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Nepotism that I am. But I just feel really good about this basketball team moving forward. I haven't said that about this in a while. And we're actually better without Ben Simmons. We're actually better without our all-star point guard.
Yeah, well, because you have a guard that's better. At the end of the day, because he's willing and he's willing to get better. Listen, Tyrese Maxey got better in 1 year than Ben Simmons has his entire career. So think about that. He's gotten that much better in one season. Actually, in one season, his rookie year, he got better there than Ben has his entire career, which is truly remarkable. And then when you team a guard up with a big man like Joel, you sort of see what happens. What happens with spacing? What happens with guys getting open looks? What happens with other guys sort of nobody paying attention to them and they go off on some nights, right? You saw with these teams that have the potential when it's all together. Jake, I agree with you. I loved, even though you lost 3 straight games and nobody likes losing, but you saw something with some of these guys that are going to be on your second unit that you can say, you know what, man, you know what, we're better, we're better, we're better, and we could even be better once we cut bait, right? Once the bait's cut, we're even better. Whoever you give us back, we're better. We're better. I like the direction this team's going, and you got to, like we talked about on draft night last year, this is a flat out steal. And Tyrese Maxey. I mean, that guy's a lottery pick if there's the NCAA tournament. So as much as COVID has hurt the Sixers the last 3 weeks, right, guys? It sure as hell helped us in last year's or 2 years ago's draft when we drafted him, right? 2 years ago's draft, we drafted him because there was no tournament. So Kentucky was going to make a run because it was him and Quickly. Well, him and Quickly. They both go higher. Look at the draft board again. Yep. They both go top 10, and you can't argue it. Nope. So you got to flat out steal, and sometimes that's what you need in the NBA. But Pete, what do you think? Are is there optimism with the way this second unit's playing, or is it, it's just the way it is? I mean, they didn't win games though. Bobby, what's up, brother? What's up, my brother? An A2D member, Bobby.
Oh, it's nothing but optimism. Are you kidding me? Like, look at what you're getting. Like, Furkan Korkmaz is looking like a stud right now. Not to mention the fact that Jang, how do you say his name? Jang or Yang? He's playing out of his fucking mind.
Yang.
And Andre Drummond, who's like, you're paying peanuts, is playing like the Andre Drummond when he was a Piston. Like, when you're getting that off the bench, it's ridiculous.
That worries me too, Pete, at the same time, because he's going to get paid. Like, if he keeps going at this pace, he's going to get paid this offseason, and we're not going to be
maybe pay him. Maybe you pay him a little bit right now. Maybe you give him a 2-year extension. See what happens.
If he takes it, listen, I'm doing dances down broad, but
I had a lot of people who were mad about the deal. Like, I was confused in the beginning, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's vet minimum, piece of cake. He's immediately an improvement over like Mike Scott. So
yeah. Absolutely.
I think this is our best bench in years.
Yeah,
I can't argue that. I can't argue that with you.
I mean, that's the way it looks, right? I mean, I even think this is going to look a lot better when all these guys are back.
Mm-hmm.
And really just now, Joel.
Deadline's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll say that right now, because you're gonna be in buy mode.
Mm-hmm. As long as this team stays healthy, I mean, we can definitely make the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no doubt in my mind about that. As long as we stay healthy and we keep playing how we're playing, I'm not worried about us.
It's good team basketball on the offensive side. And listen, guys, at the end of the day, this is not groundbreaking news. What I'm about to tell people, it is hard to win 4-on-5 offensively. It is hard to win that way. So, and you learned it. We learned it. Okay, in the regular season, yeah, you can get away with it. You can run more. But when things slow down in the postseason, right, we ran into big-time problems.
Yep.
For 3 years. Let's not act like this just started. 3 or 4 years, we ran into big-time problems in the postseason and had the same exits. Think about that. The same exits. And what's the common theme in those exits? Well, not just him, but him. Right? His inability to show up in the postseason has hurt this basketball team every year they got into the dance and through last year.
Yep.
So this basketball team plays better offensively without him. I mean, like we talked about, Jake, Pete, Maxey's a stud. We know this. He's only going to get better. I have a ton of confidence in him. But when him and Joe can actually really play together, I think you're going to see how good this team can be. And remember, they did win some games without these guys before too, So it's not like, they won some road games and they won, they won some games without Joel already and Tobias. So they're going on a little losing streak here, but that's expected because then Joe's out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, as long as they stay healthy and as long as they keep playing as competitive as they are, I think we'll be fine going down the stretch and later on into the season and later on to the playoffs. But what I do have to say is I am amazed with how much of a jump Tyrese Maxey's made in his second year. In his last 2 games, he has 64 points in his last 2 games. And I don't care what anyone says, that floater that he has is unstoppable.
Are we sure? Doc Rivers is not a fan.
Doc's just not a fan of rookies. That's just been Doc. basically as long as he's been a coach.
I mean, he's not a fan of keeping leads either. So,
well, I'm not going to debate you on that one. We saw that against the Nets, so I'm not going to debate you on that one.
Remember, I wanted that guy in LA, but
you what?
I wanted that guy in LA. So
who?
Ty Lue, man.
Oh yeah, Ty Lue.
I don't think Ty Lue would have given up that lead. Just saying.
I don't hate Ty Lue, but I mean, I'm fine with Doc for right now, unless we lose another Game 7 in the second round again, then we're having a different discussion because then we're just cursed. Whether it's Brett Brown or Doc Rivers, we're just cursed at that point. That's all that tells me. Obviously, it's an indictment on Doc because he has a track record of it, but
yep,
we're just cursed. That'll be my
one's an accident.
Synopsis.
Anything two and plus is a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at this team when Joe's back. It's a really good basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got some guys off the bench that can bring you buckets in Yang and Corky. Corky struggle, but even Shake, right? You have guys off your bench that can bring you stuff. Drummond, your second unit's good. So now you take 50 cents on the dollar and you bring in maybe two other players or 175 cent on the dollar player, right? And you make your basketball team that much better. So this team's in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Really good shape.
Let's see here. There was a comment here that I was looking at. Where is it? By the way, I love your name, by the way. You frauds. You fraud, says Brandon Ingram for Ben Simmons. Yes.
Yeah, why not?
I'll take that in a second.
Sure.
I'll absolutely take that. The Pelicans are a mess right now, and what is going on with Zion? Because it looks like he's putting on 350 right now. What is
hey, remember when they said he's going to be a poor man's Blake Griffin?
Dude, they can't help but get in their own way. Now again, Zion's being Zion. I mean, Ingram's playing well, and I've always liked.
I never bought into Zion hype. I never thought he was going to be this like transcendent player.
I knew he was going to be good, but I was worried about his size.
That's what I said.
I'll trade Ben Simmons for him right now. So absolutely. I'm not even a Zion guy. I'm not either. I'll ship him out right now. Bye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's not like, because this is where you're at, guys. There's really, like, I told you could name me like probably 30 legit names and I say yes to.
Mm-hmm.
And names that I would not have said yes to a year ago. This time a year ago, I probably wouldn't have said yes because I needed to see it. I needed to see it one more time. Digital print house. I agree. Maxi Curry, Brown, Tobias, JoJo Beverly, Shake, Corky. I mean, stop. That's deep, man. I mean, that is
deep.
That to me, and that's not being a homer. That would be the best team in the Eastern Conference. That's a lot of scoring around there. And the problem is Tatum and Brown play the same spot essentially.
Yeah,
it's almost hurting the Celtics. They have two guys that do the same thing, almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think Jaylen Brown's one of my favorite players in the NBA, and I can't ever say it because he's the Celtics guy. But I always tell people if there's a guy whose smoothness in this league looks like Kobe, it's Jaylen Brown. I'm not calling Jaylen Brown Kobe. I'm saying when you watch him, some of the smoothness he does, you're like, ooh, it does look like it goes easy for him, right? Some of them players, some of them guys, it comes easy. I think him playing in his position, natural position per se, makes him even better. And to play with a guy like Joel, I think it would be unbelievable. I think it would be unbelievable. He gets plugged right into your three. He gets plugged right into your small forward, and you go to work.
That'd be nice.
I don't know how you stop this basketball team if you get Jaylen Brown offensively. I don't know how you do it.
Seth, Brown, Tobias, Joe. I mean,
good luck.
That is better than the starting five we had with Jimmy. That's better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
That's better.
Yeah, because he's not ball dominant.
Yeah, and he's just a flat out stud. I love Jaylen Brown. I'll take Jaylen Brown in a second.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, not saying, back to the poll, right? Not saying it's going to definitely happen. We're not telling you that, but
no.
I mean, look at that lineup. That's better than any basketball team we've had here in a long time. If that could happen.
Yep. I mean, I just look at it this way. Like, look at what the moves Morey's been able to do. Like you got Danny Green. You got out of the Al Horford deal. You got Seth Curry for nothing.
Literally nothing.
Then you were able to get like these replacement players in Drummond and Yang, and the fact that he was able to draft like Maxey Reed, that 3-point shooter whose name is fucking escaping me. Like, I honestly really like what he's doing. No, the guy the Sixers drafted a few years ago.
Oh, Isaiah Joe?
Isaiah Joe, yeah. Like, who?
I love Isaiah Joe.
They had a first-round grade on him. Like, honestly, I've really liked what Morey has done. And I trust that he's going to do it. Like, everyone's like, oh, they should have given the first-round pick for what the hell is it? Kyle Lowry last year. I'm like,
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny about all this is I really like Daryl Morey a lot, and I know we all do. But when he was hired here, he was obviously hired here to shake it up, right?
Yeah.
And he's done it, in my opinion, a tremendous job shaking it up.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny part of it, the biggest shakeup that's needed to happen, he hasn't been able to make.
I think he has a clear price in his head, and he's even gone on record.
The question really is it his head, or has he had deals on the table that he would have accepted and ownership said no to because of the brand?
That's the
question.
It's possible, but my honest opinion is I don't think Morey comes here unless he was given full control.
Full control until something like this happens.
I'm just saying. I'm after everything that went on in Houston.
Peter Young, Jake Friel, the family out there listening. This is why A2D needs media credentials places, because nobody's going to ask that. And I got no problem asking that question. Have you had deals that you would have made on the table and ownership said no to? Because if you have so much carte blanche, right, it shouldn't be a problem you answering that question. And even if you don't answer the question, you're right. It's like I just fucking won a Super Bowl in there, like sort of hoist media trophies because of that question. So that Jake, I said it like a couple weeks back. Like I actually believe that could be true, where he's had them and good deals and ownership because of the brand. Like when you talk about Ben and Joel, right?
Right.
The leniency of what you're allowed to do maybe goes away a little bit.
Wow. I actually never even thought of that, but you know what? It makes a lot of sense too. And to be honest, I think if you asked Daryl that question, because we all know Daryl loves to talk and loves the attention. So I think he would. I don't know for a fact he would tell you yes, but I think he would give you a similar answer that we're looking for, right? But maybe ownership said no to a potential deal. Wow, yeah. I did not think of that.
Yeah, guys, actually, that's real. That's possibly real, and I don't think we should turn our back to it. Martian, that's hysterical. The Sixers should build a statue of Morey if they get Jaylen Brown. Yeah, right next to
absolutely,
right next to Foles. Right next to Foles. Put all our statues in one place. Well, Rob, you know what I mean. I'll never tell you the owners are good people, right? Or know what the fuck they're doing. So I'm never pro owner, right? I'm never pro owner for the most part, depending on who my owner is. With the Sixers, I'm not pro owner.
No,
I'm pro what they have here, right? They're basketball people. I'm pro. Flyers 1-1. Farabee, assisted by Lawton, so 1-1.
Cool.
But when you talk about ownership, you know they hold on. There's some guys that ownership makes so much money off of in terms of sales and other things that, you know, and you're selling season tickets. You're trying to do this, right, guys? There's a lot that goes into it. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to know if that's been the case where there's been a bunch of deals, and maybe not even a bunch, maybe there's a couple.
I mean, the more that I'm thinking about it, it makes a lot of sense too. Because if you remember, even the years when we weren't great, but we still had Joel, we didn't have Ben yet. But if you remember during those years, at the end of the season every year, they always pushed. They're like, "Oh, make sure you get your season tickets next year. Make sure you get this. Make sure you get that." And if you remember, after we drafted Ben, what popped up in our emails? What was the first thing that popped up in our emails the next day? Oh, make sure you get your season tickets. Season ticket packages are looking good.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense. Wow. I can't believe I never thought of that. Huh. I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Just a little bit of a weird one, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe it. Knowing how crazy the Eagles ownership is, how that whole fiasco pans out, and how crazy the Phillies ownership is with John Middleton. Why not? Why not add another one in there? Why not?
Yeah, what does it hurt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What does it hurt? I mean, I always believe that owners try to get themselves too involved, and some things they won't let people, their execs do on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just common sense when you're an owner or something, right? Where there's certain things you're like, yeah, carte blanche, and then there's other things like, whoa, hold on,
right.
Hold on, let me think about this one. So I mean, that could be part of it, but at the end of the day, like we talked about, they got to make the deal, and with something and somebody, and let's move on and try to figure out how we can get over our second round hurdle, because I think this basketball team is good enough to get around that second round hurdle. So you want to talk about a little bit about Eagles? Little Eagles. We'll give a little score prediction.
Yeah.
Oh, Drew Holiday just fucking big time left-handed dunk.
We can make fun of those awful new uniforms.
Which ones?
Oh, it's the what? It's the white jersey with the
black pants.
Yeah,
it's disgusting looking. I
don't
hate
it. I don't hate it.
I like the all white. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I feel like they use the all white a lot though.
Yeah, but they're sleek. That's sexy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's not going to matter because I honestly think they're going to. I honestly think they're going to get the piss beat out of them on national TV. So, I think Bridgewater has the weapons to destroy them, and I think that defense is really good. And I know Hurts isn't going to be able to run all over them, and the running game I don't think is going to be able to run over them like the last 2 weeks.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, I think the Denver Broncos run defense, I think they're 3 or 4 in the league. I know they're top 5.
Yeah, well, you don't have Von Miller now, and you don't have Surtain's not playing this week, and I know they have a couple other injuries over on their defense. So
they had Miller last week.
No, I know, but I don't know. I think it's a game the Eagles go and win. Honestly, guys, I just do.
I don't.
I mean.
Fucking Teddy.
I mean, they definitely could. And again, I might be in the minority, but I've always liked Teddy. I'm not saying he's a franchise quarterback or a great quarterback, but he's a serviceable.
He's solid.
Yeah, he's a solid quarterback, and we saw that. I mean, obviously, he popped his cherry last week. I don't expect him to have as great of a performance as he did last week. But again, I don't know. Like Darius Slay isn't 100%. Avonte Max, I know, is playing. I don't know if he's at 100%. And I feel like this has been a theme all year too, right? When you talk about the 49ers game, when you talk about the Buccaneers game, the common theme was, their cornerbacks are hurt. Jalen Hurts can go off. Jalen Hurts can throw. Never ended up happening. When the blueprint's there, obviously it's there, but they don't do it. And I'm just worried about with this game that it's not the pass that hurts them. It's the run that hurts them. Because if you're like, obviously early on in the season, we overcommitted to the pass, and I'm worried about us overcommitting to the run, and we don't pass enough. Like where the passing game's working, things are going in rhythm, and then Nick shoots himself in the foot again.
See, my whole thing with that is, if you're overcompensating for the run and it's not working, you're screwed. But if it's working and you're just doing that and it's showing results, I have no problem with it. It's like forcing passes. They're like, oh man, Jalen Hurts threw 45 times for like 126 yards. That like you're watching that and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, if you don't ever bring pressure, you're not gonna have success in this league.
Wait, we love the blitz.
The biggest takeaway I can take from this defense is there's been no pressure.
Yep. Right.
And as long as there's no pressure, we're going to continue to be in this kind of spot. So this is a perfect week to bring guys. It's a perfect week for Jonathan Gannon to try something different. I mean, he had no problem going bump and run against the Lions, and it was successful for him. So then he comes back into Chargers, and he's back to missionary. He's back to everybody's 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Like, we don't have big physical corners. Well, our corners are big and physical, and their wide receivers are physical. So don't I want to get up on them?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Don't I want to get up on them? Slow them down, take them up their route, a little bit, which helps my line. Maybe get home. Maybe instead of bringing 4 guys every time, maybe once or twice I bring 5. Hey, maybe even I try a 6th spot. You know what? We're really having trouble getting off the field. Maybe I'll bring 7 one time. Like it's okay. It's okay to be the aggressor. At the end of the day, if you're not the aggressor, you're going to have this kind of success unless you have Pro Bowl talent all over your defense.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with Gannon is like he doesn't recognize his personnel. Like Joe Woods of the Browns, he just had a press conference where he's like, "Oh, I've seen a report where my corners play best in single coverage. What I'm going to try and do is play more single coverage so I can use their skills." And I'm like, Joe Woods, I can't see Gannon doing that because he's like, "No, my defense is going to work. Don't worry about it."
Mm-hmm.
But he's the same guy who told you when he came in that he plays those players' strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It'd be nice to see.
And you have a top corner in the league in Darius Slay, who's played at a
top 3
great level this year. But David, appreciate it, David. Welcome,
David.
Welcome.
That's also a little music to get Ben out of here, too. David, welcome to becoming an A2D member. All the perks that go with it, brother. Make sure you're checking out the community tab over there on the weekends for Nate's picks. Plus, you get Willie Vegas, daily fantasy picks Saturday and Sunday. You get both of theirs, so make sure you're checking that out. And you get on the member wheel for the jerseys every week. Oh, and then you get Steve's giveaways that he does every Saturday night on the weekly roundup. Stay locked in all the shows, David. We appreciate you, brother. Who's next? Oh, he renewed it. It doesn't matter. He renewed it. That's even better. It's a renewal. Think about that, people. Guys renewing. Dave's renewing. Yep. Who's going to be the next guy that just says, I'm going to become one? I mean, Young Das is one. Look at Young Das. Come on. There's a lot of people. We're not lying to you. Come win some money. Come get some jerseys. Come get some other memorabilia. We're going to be raffling on shows soon. We might even be doing it on shows, I'm thinking. Right? Mm-hmm. Where you Venmo over, you get an entry for like $5, and you can either win Sixers tickets, memorabilia, Flyers tickets, right? Then we'll do bigger stuff too. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun for the people, right? You have wheels of like 25, 50, spin around. Boom. Yeah, maybe a first, second, third place. I don't know. Just thinking.
Not a bad idea.
I think people would dive all over it. Wouldn't you guys? Would you guys not dive all? Look at Dave. I'm down for raffles. Dude, we're all degenerates. So if it's something that spins and we can win and we know it's not like rigged, we're all in. You know what I mean? Like we're all in. It's simple. I was going to do Sixers Bucks, and I'm glad I didn't. That would have been a bad first starter, right?
Yeah, no.
Trek down to that one. Nobody's playing.
$9.99 a month. You can't beat it.
All right.
Keep giving you guys stuff. We keep giving more. I mean,
come on, Jesse. You should be cleaning up off Nate's picks if you're a member. All you got to do is find the $9.99 and then you clean up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've had people message us, and especially Nate, talking about some people. We paid their rent this month because of Nate's picks. We've helped people pay their bills because of Nate's picks. We're giving. We're giving here. That's what it's all about. We're giving.
Constantly.
But real quick, there was a comment here from. Let me see if I can find it. It was back up a little bit from Jesse. We had it highlighted. Here it is. Howie Roseman scouting quarterbacks by himself. No Eagle scouts present.
Kenny Pickett season!
Well, here's the thing. Before I give my final predictions for Eagles Broncos, he had of course, when Howie Roseman's there, Kenny Pickett had a really good game. 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick, and a QBR of 144. But again, the glove thing, I mean, I get. The glove thing freaks me out.
I'm not his biggest fan, but everyone's like, "Oh, he's so and so ranked." I said, "Go look at what Carson Wentz was at like November, ranking wise when we drafted him. Go look at how far back he was ranked, and then go look at what he was closer to the draft. That's exactly what you might see with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I get people are like, oh, but Kurt Warner wore gloves and he's a Hall of Famer.
The glove thing,
no one's saying he's. Yeah,
the glove thing does nothing for me. It's more so his age.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's he like? 24?
Like when I think of when you're wearing gloves as a quarterback, I'm thinking small hands. That's immediately what I think. But I don't know.
My thing is, can he sling it?
I think like Jared Goff hands, but
yeah, yep.
It's not even the fact of like how he's scouting. Like I've seen people on Twitter like, well, how can he be critical of how he's scouting? He's doing his job. It's that you guys don't understand what he's scouting again, do you?
Right.
I mean, the elephant in the room is another quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let's go over the timeline. Motherfuckers don't want to go over the timeline. They want to drink the Kool-Aid. He's going back to the well again.
Yep.
He continues to fail at it. So that's not alarming to you? Put the fucking binoculars down. Watch the game.
Yeah, because just think about it. Think about it. So we basically,
I say it.
we push Carson out the door by drafting Jalen Hurts. We're like, oh, we're all in on Jalen Hurts, but we're kind of maybe in on Deshaun Watson, and then we're kind of maybe in on Zach Wilson. Oh, well, I like Kenny Pickett and every quarterback ever. Like, there's just so that's what I want to know with Howie. Like, what is it? Like, are you committed to Jalen Hurts, or are you just in love with anyone other than him? Which is fine. I'm fine with either option. Like, you just have to just pick the option. Like, just pick it. Like, I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts. Like, you can give me the Lamar Jackson bullshit stats all day long, but my favorite stats are wins. And unless he's producing more wins, I'm out.
I hear you. And I said this on last week's show too, right? I'm a big name guy. So, for example, I don't want you to be a kicker and your last name be Blewett. I don't want you to be a quarterback and your last name be Pickett. Because I can see it right now to where it's fourth quarter, we're going down the field, we're in the red zone with let's say theoretically 30 seconds left to win the game. Kenny Pickett takes us down the field. And then on that final pass, I could just hear Merrill or one of the national commentators going, oh, Pickett threw a pick. Pickett threw a pick.
Or Pickett is picking apart the defense.
And then he throws a pick. Yep, exactly. Yep. I can see it now. But here's my thing, and then I'll give my final score predictions. As critical as a lot of us are at A2D about Jalen Hurts, if you're going to build this team with your first-round picks and build the defense or use your just keep all 3 first-round picks and not go for a quarterback, I don't have an issue with bringing Jalen Hurts back for another year, as long as it means we can keep building this roster.
Yeah, like, I'm fine with that. I'm not super sold on him as a franchise guy. If your argument is in the whole draft next year, we're just going all defense, and then we can restock some of the offense with free agents. I'm like, okay, I see the idea. I like the concept. Sure, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, Flyers are up 2-1 against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Zach McEwen.
Best team in hockey right now, the Hurricanes. So if they can pull out this win tonight, it's huge against Carolina. So so they're in Mile High. They always talk about the altitude and that whole thing.
Ben talked about that.
It's a certain it's a couple miles above sea level. It's hard to breathe, so on and so forth. I mean, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to things like that, but it's going to be close. I have a feeling it's going to be similar to, and I think Ryan said it too on Wednesday, to where it's going to be close. I don't know if we lose by a field goal or a touchdown, but I think it's going to be close till the fourth quarter, and then the Denver Broncos distance themselves. I think we lose this game, personally.
Yep.
I'm going to say 24. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to say 21. Let's see, 21-30 Denver.
I'm going to go 24-14 Broncos.
Okay.
28-24 Eagles. I think they win this football game.
Okay.
Almost not. I mean, not that you should be scared about us, but
Right.
not. I'm not overly scared about Denver. You can't go in there and make plays, and we got a lot. We already got big problems. But no, I think they win a football game Sunday.
Okay.
But we shall see.
Yeah.
And he needs to have a good game at the quarterback possession. I mean, I think it is so important for him to have a good game because he really hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Been okay. He's been okay. He's been average at best, and that's high praise. Saying average at best, like I think he really needs to come out and throw the football around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right, and sort of look good doing it, and still be able to run the ball. I'm not telling him to throw the ball all the time, but it was, some big plays off of play action.
I only need a lot of throws. I just if he's open, just throw it to him, and I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just make smart reads. That's really all I fucking care about. Like, I don't need 300. It's like the people who were shitting on Baker Mayfield last year. Like, he doesn't make throws, and it's the whole running game. I said he's using what the offense gives him. You have a dominant run game. What is he doing? Oh, he's throwing it to everyone, and the guy who's open gets the football. There we go. I'm cool. Give me that.
Yeah. Residence Cowboy fan, Molly Mall. 38-10 Philly, please.
You shouldn't want us to win, Maul.
No.
No, but Denver just came off a big win too. You got to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
This league's weird, so I think this is a week where we sort of look good. We'll see. I'm critical of everything I do. Like the fact, where'd that puck go?
I think he.
Oh, it's still out. Wow.
Oh, okay. I thought it went in. Okay, good.
40. That's huge. So,
wow.
I think it is a good thing that when Nick says that them two talk daily and blah 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 blah. But I mean, talking's great. Playing's a whole other thing, and he's got to have a good week, guys. I truly believe that he needs to have a good week.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have 11 for 17. It just needs to make some throws that he hasn't been able to make.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see.
And Brinkman says it right here. Devontae's open on basically every play. Yeah. Just Jalen tends to miss him, and I'm.
There's actually a post in A2D about that where they had all of the percentages of guys wide open, and it's like Quez Watkins and Devonta Smith are in the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yep.
They're always open, and for whatever reason, Hurts can't hit them.
Yeah. I can't wait. And again, I'm not trying to take a shot at Jalen Hurts, but once we get an actual legit quarterback, again, I'm not trying to take shots. It's just the proof's in the pudding. The eye test shows it. But if you can get a serviceable, actual proven quarterback or even a solid rookie, Devontae Smith's numbers are mounds higher than what.
Yeah, he's gonna break every rookie record for the Eagles that's not total touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's gonna break receptions. He's gonna break all-purpose yards. He's gonna break most yards. It's gonna be ridiculous. But how many touchdowns would he have had? Right? Everyone's like, "Oh my God, look at Jamar Chase and how amazing he is." And I'm like, "Yeah, when he's fucking throwing you the ball, he's not overthrowing you. Yeah, he catches it. Shocker."
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everyone lost their ever-living minds over preseason, which is whatever. It's shit happens. People get on their horses. It's fine. But he had a quarterback who was throwing directly at him, and he made the plays he's supposed to make. Yeah, that tends to happen when the quarterback's throwing the ball right to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It comes back to timing. It comes back to rhythm, and he hasn't been in a rhythm all year.
Right.
Devontae's catches and his production has strictly come off of him just being wide open and giving him no choice.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been a lot of balls where just haven't been on the money, and I really believe that he needs to have a big week. Or I don't know if changes come. I don't know.
Right.
But I believe if they feel like they can't move the ball offensively, they're not getting stops defensively. What do you do? You just ride it out, maybe ride it out, and you hope that next week you guys have enough conversations on the phone and face to face together, and You know, you talk about things outside of football. You know, Nick Sirianni said. Well, okay, does any of them things translate to being on time with throws? Does any of that translate?
Right.
So the conversations and the communication is all great, but there still has to be enough quarterback talent to get it done.
Yeah. Yep.
And
then the thing,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. And the thing that annoys me too is to where especially on that Devontae Smith touchdown last week that he had, where he stepped up in the pocket, he threw a great ball to Devontae and he scored a touchdown. Like, he can do it. It's just I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's like a Sam Darnold thing where he's seeing ghosts.
You can only do it on the right hand side. That's it. It's the only.
Yeah, I don't know.
Notice that when he's throwing the dudes like on the left for whatever fucking reason, it's not there. But when he's on the right, he loves his right hand side for whatever reason.
Yeah, John's right too. I mean, he doesn't throw guys open. It's not hard to see.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Jesse. Devontae killed teams in deep cross routes in college. He runs zero in the NFL. Got to get him involved in those zone killers.
Yeah, you actually need a quarterback who throws off the middle, though. That's the whole thing.
Trust it. Trust to let it rip. I mean, part of it is, reading defenses and then trusting, to deliver it. I mean, if you watch any of this shit, you watch any of football, guys are throwing guys open. Guys are throwing the spots. It's not like you're in the backyard, right? And even that, you're like throwing to a spot in a way, right? So, I mean, any way you look at it, you're throwing guys open. Now, is there times guys get wide open for you? Sure. But then how many times are you not seeing those guys? Right? Because you already escaped the pocket, or you got happy feet. You didn't get off your first read, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
When that changes, that he'll be a better quarterback. I don't know if that's changing, boys. But with that being said, listen, enjoy the rest of the show. All you guys out there, he said the last half hour is dedicated to you guys all coming on and spitting it. So time's yours. Let's go Flyers.
What's time? I think we have 5 minutes left, or a little under 5 minutes left. Up 2-1 in the third, so
Flyers
looks like they're on a power play now, so that's also good.
Flyers on a power play. I think there is 5:53.
Okay, with a 2-minute penalty. Awesome.
Oh, let's get another goal. Feel better about ourselves. It's been real, boys.
Yep. All right, Tom.
Later, guys.
Night, brother.
Later. Yeah, but I going back to the Jalen Hurts thing, I get what. Where's Todd? He said it's called developing, and I understand that too.
Cool. Right? Where's the development?
I get he needs time to develop. Quarterbacks take a while, and again, I said it earlier in the show, right? To where
show me development. I want to see that.
If we can just stick with our 3 potential first-round picks by the draft, and how he doesn't get cute and make a trade for, say, Russell Wilson or one of those quarterbacks. We just stick with what we have, draft defense, and continue to build this roster. I don't have an issue with keeping Jalen Hurts another year. I'm willing to continue to build.
See more. I'm not. The crazy thing is, I only need to see a lot more. I really don't. Get me 7 wins, and I'm cool with riding with you in the next year. I'm sorry. If you're telling me with a straight face that you can't beat the Giants twice, all I need you literally have to do is beat the Giants twice and the Redskins the Washington football team twice. That's it. They both suck ass. You're telling me you can't get to 7 wins.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have thought I was asking him to get to 10.
Right, exactly. But David, to answer your question, just message us on our socials, whether it be Facebook or Instagram. Just tell us you want an invite. You want an invite on Fan Friday, I'll send you the link personally or from the A2D page, either or. Just message the A2D page on Instagram and Facebook. A2D Radio is where you can find us. So if you want to come on, shoot us a message. Todd, I see you there. We'll get you on here in a minute. Real quick, before... what was the other thing that I had? I had another thing here. What was it? There was a comment here I was looking at. Here it is. Jesse says, worst case scenario, Hurts is our Teddy Bridgewater, a bridge quarterback. until we find our franchise or he develops into our guy. Yeah, listen, I'm fine. Listen, I'm fine with him being the bridge or being the stopgap or whatever you want, like however you want to put it, right? But like I said, I'm willing to give him another year if we can continue to build this roster and build this defense, because God knows we need to. I mean, we have some young players on offense. Devontae Smith, yes. Miles Sanders. I mean, I'm not really that high on him.
Excuse me. This is Jordan Howard's team. Get your shit right.
Listen, that's one thing I will say. That they that they did sign him to the active roster finally for the rest of the season, and I don't understand why they I don't understand why they would even have him on the practice squad. I don't know, but hold on real quick. So let's start these call-ins real quick before I get into anything else. While we do that, our final topic, well, getting into our NFL picks and our callers. Final segment is brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy. Find them on the web at specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Go to the doc if you have any ailing injuries, sports-related injuries, aches, pains, muscle aches, so on and so forth. Located in Burlington and Cherry Hill locations in South Jersey. Doc's the best. Let them know A2D sent you. Let me get the thing all together real quick. Let me just Pete, you have anything else to add for the Broncos game on Sunday?
Yeah, fuck Lamar Jackson. Basic ass bitch.
I lost a lot of money on that game. I'm not
gonna
lie to you.
Can I just say something real quick? Can I just say something real quick? You notice?
Yes.
So Baker Mayfield always gets trashed for, existing and breathing. So imagine Baker Mayfield throws a game-ending pick, and then he's on the sideline cursing out and fighting with his teammates. That's on SportsCenter for 6 months. That's a Colin Cowherd special for 6 months. Stephen A. Smith is doing like that. He's just doing that show for 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's the same thing with Josh Allen in the AFC Championship game. That was Baker Mayfield. That's 6 months worth of stuff.
All right, David, I just saw your message on IG. Hold on a second. Send that right over to you. Yeah, but that game was crazy, though. That game was crazy.
Fucking embarrassing. Moved us from 3 to 6.
I see you in there, Todd. I see you in my inbox. I'll get to you in a second. But before we get to some of our members and some of our followers real quick, let's run down this week. We'll do rapid fire. So first game, New Orleans Saints against the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go Titans.
Titans.
Okay. Buffalo Bills against the New York Jets.
Bills. Wait, is Mike White playing?
Yes. The GOAT Mike White is playing.
All right, then.
I
don't know.
Might have a little bit of a QB controversy. I'm just saying.
Zach Wilson might be available in the offseason.
He might be. I'm not a big Zach Wilson guy, so it's whatever to me. Next game on the spread here. Lions against Steelers. Got Steelers. Steelers all day. Who do you got, Pete?
Who is it?
Lions and Steelers.
Steelers.
Okay. Colts and Jaguars. Colts.
Is this like a joke?
Yeah, a lot of these games are
Colts all day long. Carson Wentz is playing like a pimp right now.
Listen, I think they're at what was it? I saw it earlier this week. They're at 52%.
It's Carson good. It's happening. If you're the Colts, if you watch what Wentz is right now, and you go
play 4 more, I think 4.
If you go 8 or 9 or 9 and 8 with him this year, if I am a Colts fan, with all the injuries that's going on with this team, I feel very confident heading into year 2 of Carson Wentz on that team.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's see. So you said, hold on a sec. So you said Colts, right? Okay,
Mhm.
Colts. Tampa Bay against Washington. Buccaneers are a 9.5 point favorite. Give me Tampa Bay and the points. Tampa Bay and the points all day. Yes, please, and thank you. Now, a very personal game for Pete. The Cleveland Browns at the New England Patriots.
Oh, they're gonna beat the shit out of them, even without Nick Chubb. And then Myles Garrett is probably gonna break Mac Jones' ankle.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you.
Also, can I laugh at the fact that the Panthers gave Cam Newton like $10 million?
Yeah, and he's gonna sit for like I think 2 weeks.
Who, Newton?
Yeah, he's supposed to sit for at least a week. I know he's not playing this week, but he'll probably play next week. But I know for a fact he's not playing this week. But give me, you know what? I just don't see. And again, Pete's going to hate me for this, but I don't really care. Give me the Patriots in New England.
You're a joke.
2.5. What'd you say?
You're a joke.
Falcons at Cowboys. Give me the Falcons. Let me pull up the spread real quick. Where is it? FanDuel's failing me. Where is it? There it is. There it is. Okay. So Dallas Cowboys are favored by 7.5. Give me the Cowboys. What do you got, Pete? Yeah, Cowboys. Okay. Carolina against the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray is back. Whoa. So favored by 10.5. Give me the Cardinals with the points. Now listen. With this next game, Vikings against Chargers. I don't trust the Vikings. I don't trust. I'll say Chargers, but I feel like it's the Vikings. At least with me, as far as betting goes, I don't know if anyone else out there has had the same experience. Like whenever you have a parlay going or just a straight bet, you want to bet the Vikings or you bet someone or you bet the other team who's playing the Vikings, always goes wrong. I hate Vikings games. I don't know what it is. They just, for whatever reason, it always goes the other way. They win games they should lose and lose games they should win. I don't know. But real quick also, big game from Carter Hart tonight. Flyers won 2-1. Big win against arguably the best team, at least as far as a record goes in the NHL. Huge night for Carter Hart. Huge night. All right, so where are we at? I'm going Chargers. Seattle against the Packers. Yeah, both quarterbacks coming back too, by the way. Russell Wilson's coming back and Aaron Rodgers should be back by Saturday. Give me the Packers. Who you got?
Packers.
Okay. All right.
Can I just laugh? Is that everyone wants to call my work phone when I'm now in the office?
Isn't that the worst?
Whenever
you're off the clock, they want to call you. But whenever you're working,
this is a shameless plug. I have an app called GoTo Connect, which allows, because I have a work phone, so all of my work stuff will come to my cell phone.
Uh-huh.
Everyone calls me when I'm at. Well, they won't call me in the office, but they'll call me at like. I had someone call my work phone last night at 11:35 at night.
Yep.
It's utterly ridiculous. People, I'm trying at 11 o'clock at night. I'm trying to go to bed, or I'm crying about the Eagles or Browns. There are no two other things.
Real quick, while it's on my screen, 39 total saves for Carter Hart tonight, just allowing 1 goal. Fantastic game, arguably the biggest game of his career, and he came up huge. It's a great sign. Great sign moving forward. All right, so let's close this off, and then we'll get to some of our callers real quick. David, I did see your comment, so we will get to you shortly. As soon as we open up the phones.
I'll probably be up till 10, and then I'll probably dip.
All right, that's fine. No worries. All right, so we already did this. Eagles, Broncos. I'm going Broncos.
Go Broncos. Better draft pick.
Take it for the draft pick.
Damn right.
All right, so Sunday night game, Kansas City Chiefs against the Oakland Raiders. This one's weird. I'm staying away from this game as far as with my money. I'm staying away from this game. The Chiefs defense is horrible. The Raiders, they're up and down. They're such a mess right now. I don't know which way they're going. John Gruden's suing the league and Roger Goodell. I don't know what's going on anymore.
That'll be an easy lawsuit for the prosecutor.
Goodell's like easy dub.
Yeah, like are you serious? You sent shit from your work email, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And
it's like the guy who caught jerking his yerkin on a work computer. Like, come on now, like you got caught. Like,
yeah, exactly. All right, so
what do you mean? I have the evidence in both hands and I'm on videotape.
Final game, Monday Night Football, Los Angeles Rams. Oh, actually, I should add with Odell.
Awesome! I'm so excited for him to go there and be like their fourth best wide receiver.
The Los Angeles Rams face off against the San Francisco 49ers.
It's going to be the Rams, but yeah,
it's going to be the Rams again. Division games are weird.
Look, he's their fourth best wide receiver right now.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
And which is insane.
I listen. I hear you. I'm right there with you. But David, you can hop on. You're more than welcome to. Todd, I'll send you an invite in a moment.
Can I just laugh at the fact that he wanted to go to a contender? I'm just like, you were on one.
Dude, I listen, I called it. I knew as soon as he said I want to go to a contender, I knew he was going to the Rams. I knew it.
Really? I figured he'd go to the Packers because, because they only have like really one good wide receiver and then he would get more time.
Right. Exactly.
Even John Johnson talked about it. He's just like, I don't think he's going to like LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Because because remember, he was the heart and soul of their defense last year.
Yeah.
He was their signal caller, and he's like, I don't think he's gonna like it in LA because that whole thing runs through Cooper Kupp. Think about that. This is their offense: Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Higbee,
Van Jefferson.
Oh, I completely forgot about Jefferson.
Van Jefferson's having a very good second year.
Jefferson, Higbee, who's the tight end, and then Odell's like your fifth wide receiver.
Todd, exactly. I knew when LeBron James said something. Yeah, exactly. Because LeBron wants to be the Woj, and he wants to be the first guy. Be like, oh look, I have it. But let's get our first caller in here, David. What's up, David?
Can't wait for
What's up, guys?
What's up,
How
homie?
you doing?
Nothing much.
What do you want to talk about?
Spit it.
Just disappointed in Ben Simmons right now.
You're just disappointed.
You're 8 months.
Yes.
You're 8 months late to the fucking
Have
party.
you been disappointed, or are you just getting here? Because if you just got here, I'm concerned.
So I've been there, but I've been a Ben supporter for as long as he's been here.
Welcome to Ben Anonymous. We're here to help.
Yep. Here to take the pain away.
So, and I just don't see when we trade him, we're bringing a guard in, and you just can't sit Maxey at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to be
unless you're getting a guard that's like just immensely better, like a Damian Lillard or something like that.
Once we get him, yes. But I think that's out of the picture.
I honestly wouldn't even trade for a guard. I would trade for a small forward. I would trade for a backup point.
Yeah, but like Dame hasn't looked like Dame, and again, it's early this year.
Yeah, that's right. He wants to get out from the Philly.
He hasn't looked like Dame as of yet. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to look like Dame on that team either.
Well, Dame keeps giving out like these subliminal messages. I know he did a freestyle on a hip hop radio station saying that he would take an L by not winning a championship, and
sure thing. Everyone
says, and then
he used to say that shit too. So
and then he had a meeting with LeBron in the offseason, and LeBron's like, "Come to the Lakers." He's like, "Nah." He's basically the Jon Snow of the NBA. Be like, "Well, you have this right in front of you. You can be one of the best ever." No, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Okay. Fucking sex with my aunt.
Fucking lunatic. Don't want it.
I just don't like the whole situation. It's very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Makes our organization look bad, and the Sixers have been probably the best Philadelphia organization in the recent years.
As far as consistency is making the playoffs goes, I get where you're coming from,
This hasn't been a good organization in like 20 years.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, they're a better organization than the Flyers.
That you're talking about like in just a bubble, like within like the last 5 years, sure. But at the same time, the Eagles won a Super Bowl. But if you're talking consistency, yes, I agree with you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They've had 3 consistent years in like a 25-year period. So
don't hate Pete.
I'm not hating, it's just factual.
No. Yeah. I know, but people are just gonna say, "Oh, you're a hater."
I'm a hater for I'm a hater for everything. I'm a Maxey hater. I'm a Ben Simmons ball gobbler. I hate Jalen Hurts.
Do you hate Maxey though?
No, like literally, people got mad at me last year, earlier in the year, when they're like, I wouldn't start him this year because that would mean I would have to start him over Curry, and I think Curry's amazing. Obviously, they're making it work this year.
Right.
And not having Ben here is the whole reason why he's able to start. Because if Ben was playing, Maxey wouldn't be playing.
I just don't think Curry is a point guard. Like I'd rather have him as the shooting guard.
Curry's not your point guard. Maxey's your point guard.
Yeah.
But Maxey shouldn't be your point guard. Maxey should be your 2 guard. But
yeah.
I'm not taking Curry out of the starting lineup because if you're shooting 95 to 98% from the free throw line and you're shooting like 55% from 3, I don't give a shit what your defense looks like.
Right.
But
his defense is bad,
quick.
but
I mean it's bad, but everything else makes up for it. When those things start dipping, then we can put him on the bench.
Right, exactly.
When you start looking like Danny Green, then we can have a different conversation.
Yeah, for sure. But David, real quick before we get to our other callers, how did you find A2D? Because I like to ask everyone this. How did you stumble on our platform?
It's probably last season when the Sixers made locked up the 1 seed. I think I seen on my YouTube the live stream, so I just clicked on. Been watching ever since.
Gotcha. Appreciate it. Appreciate the membership.
Right. Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, anytime.
See you guys.
Later, David.
He seemed nice.
No, I like David. David's been here a while. He's been here a year, like he said, and he's been on all of our shows. And
nice.
He's a great commenter. But as always, we have to bring in the usual. What's up, Todd?
What's going on, Jay? Shut up, Pete.
Kiss my ass.
I was gonna come in with the Stone Cold. I was gonna come in with a Stone Cold interest, but I couldn't find the Disturbed version because that's the best version. But anyway,
yeah.
Exactly. But again, shut up, Pete. And hashtag Firehouse.
Like Germany anyway.
Shit, you haven't been out here.
Well, yeah, I can't exactly go anywhere now. Fucking can I?
Well, you didn't get the COVID shot like Aaron Rodgers? You trying to go the high route?
No, I actually did. I can't risk it right now.
I can't risk it.
Oh, just like Ben Simmons, can't risk it for your biscuit.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and my mom's like the most immune compromised person in the world, and knowing my ass, I go anywhere else, I get her sick.
Well, that's why it's called take a shower, unless you're European, where you do take a shower, you just don't use any deodorant.
There you go.
I mean,
at least not the powder kind. They use the gel kind. So there you go. I destroyed a myth. But let's start with let's go with where to start out the fucking week. Well, Pete, since you talking about can Jalen Hurts give me a dub, what time when we tied it up, what was how much time was left on the clock? Because I could tell you.
Was it like a minute or something?
Bullshit. It was 6 minutes and 18 seconds. So you mean to tell me you're gonna put the L on Jalen Hurts?
I didn't know. When did I didn't say the L was on Jalen. Oh. I said I thought he played great. I thought he played very well last week, even if he didn't do a lot. He missed he missed some key throws in the beginning of the game, which is a true factual statement. My whole thing
I'm not going to take that away.
And here's the thing: I won't even grade him out. Here's the thing: if he can, the rest of these games are winnable games. Like I said, get me the 7 wins against bum ass teams like the Giants, the Washington football team, the Denver Broncos and Week 17 where you know Dak is not playing. 4 wins. That's it. I need 4 wins for the rest of the season. You get me 7 wins.
Now,
7.
now,
Not 8.
now,
not
are
9,
you going to
not
grade
10.
now? Hold on. Now, I just heard that, but now, if he's putting the team in winnable positions and the defense, just like last week, just doesn't stop anybody and allows them to score or allows them to win the game, can you really judge Jalen Hurts on that?
If he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do and he's not missing wide open guys and he's hitting who he's supposed to, and we just lose because the defense can't hold things up, that's a completely different story, and I'm willing to lower my number a little bit. But I think the defense has been up and down, but like I think they've been okay in the last few weeks. Like obviously they laid an egg against the Chargers, but like the Chargers
like hand in hand, I mean, I'll give it to you. It goes with, Jonathan Gannon about how he calls the defense also. But
like a drunken sailor.
Well, I don't know if he just overplays his hand on being scared towards these other quarterbacks, like the so-called high caliber, quarterbacks. But I'm like, we got a defense that's based on pressure. If you're not getting home with 4, you need to help. You need to help those guys out with the blitz, but
he doesn't know how to blitz. He follows the Jim Schwartz ideology of football.
Well, but I'm like this. Like I had a little side poll because the possibility of having 3 first rounders and seeing Howie. I mean, we can sit there and try to say that he was looking at other positions or at the game. We don't know. And
there's no first round. There's no first round picks
about these smoke
on either team. That's not Kenny Pickett
that he loves to do. But I mean, this is where like I'm so that's why I want to get rid of Howie. Is why we so want to be dominant in the off season headlines. Like he's prepping to dominate the offseason headlines yet again. Since he's been here, we have nothing but been offseason dominant headlines.
Yeah.
And we haven't except for the Super Bowl win, which that was
exactly.
Yeah. You're gonna pick 2. You're gonna pick 2, and and I think you'll trade down, and then you'll get.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to. Like by him being at that game, you know what that screamed out to me? That he's willing to give up all 3 first rounders just to move up to number 1 so he can get Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. If you want Kenny Pickett, you're not going to need to go up number 1. I'll guarantee this right now. A quarterback doesn't go number 1.
Well, I know a lot of executives.
We always say that. It's easy to say that now, but look who's ahead of us. I mean, or just look at the garbage teams. Do you think the Lions are sold on golf?
No, but here's the thing: if they want to stupidly pick a quarterback at 1, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. Have fun.
They will. We always just like right now. I mean, we didn't hear about Kenny Pickett. Like we heard, what was the 3 top quarterbacks that we heard before this college season? Spencer Rattler, he done dropped off the face of this earth.
Stinks. Here's the thing with college quarterbacks. You always look at it closer. You have an idea of who could possibly be in the top spots in the draft, but you always pay attention closer to the end of the season. Because look, Carson Wentz is a perfect example. No one had him as a first-round pick. He was like a 3rd or 4th or 5th round pick at the start of the 2015 season.
And he just shot up the board. And I don't like that. I don't like when college quarterbacks just you didn't hear about them, and then all of a sudden you just hear this momentum and it just blew up. And
did you hear about Patrick Mahomes? Did you know who Patrick Mahomes was?
Nope.
Exactly.
I did.
Well, yeah. Jake did.
Air raid. Look, he's the only air raid quarterback I've ever seen that has been good.
Just some of his throws that I saw him make. It's amazing, especially in college. I mean, obviously, when you talk about primetime games. I mean, you're not going to see Texas Tech in a primetime game ever.
Yeah.
So
exactly, and that's why I was like, he was very, not much exposed, and he didn't have that much film. You just went off his attributes, and that's what the Chiefs did, and it sat him for a year, gave him time to develop, and still called easy plays. I mean, you got to think through that. I mean, you got to remember he did well. No, I don't think Patrick Mahomes was there when he had Hunt. Was he? Or that's when he had the criminal charges?
No, he was there. He was there.
Yep.
Well, I mean, was he starting when he was there?
Yes. Because it was
year two.
It was the Patriot. Because I remember the Chiefs Patriots game. I think it was the opening game that year, and Kareem Hunt went off, and
I couldn't remember if he was the quarterback or not, or was it Alex Smith. But regardless, it's that if you're not investing in your quarterback and really trying to maximize his development, then you're not going to truly get the 100% of the juice squeezed out of it. And
true, but if you're not sure the quarterback is there for your franchise, you don't need it.
But no, that's an excuse, man. I'm sorry.
This is an excuse. He hasn't. I don't think he's
an excuse for Howie. It's an excuse for Howie.
Here's the thing. Everything's a fucking excuse for Howie. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. And I'll tell this to Jalen Hurts supporters all day. If Jalen Hurts wants to be the franchise quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, he'll show Howie Roseman he should be the franchise quarterback. This is the ball's in Jay. You don't want Russ. You don't want Deshaun. You don't want Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, Malik Willis.
I don't want any of them. I want to build up I'm telling you this because you don't want that. Next year we're going. I mean, do people really understand how many free agents we're going to have next year? If you look from safety all the way down to the line, we're going to lose a lot on that defensive side.
We're going to have close to $50 million to make it up. So.
Yeah,
but I mean, you can't. I mean, we just can't keep patching through free agency, man.
You're not. But you're also going to have 10+ draft picks and possibly more in this year's draft.
But here's my thing, right? And I said at the beginning of the show, or in the middle of the show, I should say. Excuse me, but I would be perfectly fine, like Todd alluded to earlier, to where we can have our 3 first-round picks, and I'm fine with having Jalen Hurts for another season. If he proves me wrong, then I'll eat crow. I'll admit it. But when you have Howie Roseman scouting a quarterback from Pitt by himself with binoculars, and the fact that Kenny Pickett had arguably one of his best games of his college football career with 346 passing yards, 3
you can sling it.
Listen, 32 touchdowns, 4 interceptions this year.
Competition, man.
No, I'm with you. But we know how Howie
we said the
Roseman
same
is.
thing about Carson Wentz. That's Division I football. He's not a real prospect.
But that's the thing, Pete. Here it is. Since Howie's been here, we done seen him with money. We done seen him with draft picks. We done seen him with money and drapt picks. Yep. And what has it led to?
I'll make an argument. It's like, hey,
you had Carson Wentz. You had the draft picks. You moved all the way up to number 2. You got your guy. Okay, that second year, you fumbled the ball where you should have got rid of Nick Foles that year after the Super Bowl. But no, you don't want to be this quarterback guru. Want to keep
no arguments from me. I wanted to trade him in the offseason, and I was called every.
But that's my thing. It's like he done have multiple chances on the quarterback. He done had multiple chances on these wide receivers. I mean, do we need to go down the list again of how many times he done blew it on wide receivers?
He's not going. I understand this. I heard that someone would be like, "Oh, well, we can't. Whoever Howie's draft is just going to suck." And I'm like, "All right, cool. So then we might as well just trade for Russell Wilson then, because I
don't even want that either. It's called no.
Here's the thing, though.
We don't need to keep covering them.
If everything he does defending them. If everything he does sucks, and he's not going to pick any good players. You might as well, and he's best at trades. Just go trade for someone then. because you can't have it.
We can't do.
He's not going it. Like I hate to tell people this. I'm trying to make you guys understand this. Like I'm not pro Howie right now, but like he's not going anywhere. Like you have you have two options. He's going to trade for guys or he's going to draft them. Like there's one or the other. Like.
And that's why I'm calling out Jeffrey Lurie because he doesn't care about this fan base. Because you can't tell me your GM had 70, we had a total of 75 picks since he's came out of the closet.
Right.
75 picks. That's an NFL. That's more than an NFL roster. Am I right?
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Okay. So that means you done from all those 70, you done dropped or got rid of players from 2 draft classes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Miami, who has 2 guys that we had on our squad that we kept on either on the practice squad. I mean, I'm not gonna make no excuses for Matt Collins. He was hurt.
All right, please.
Majority of the damn time.
Take Queen and Murray off your list because the Eagles were not drafting a linebacker, and I'm not I love Asante Samuel, but I love the Dickerson pick more and more each day.
I mean, it's looking good, right? To where now you're talking about a pick in the second round. If he was healthy, he would have been
That's
a first
the top
round
10 pick.
So yeah, exactly. So again, it's like similar to Sidney Jones category. Right?
Exactly. That was just a flip of the coin. And this time Howie hit on it. But we all know what happened with Sidney Jones.
Right.
I mean, he's not Sidney Jones. It's a complete different mental makeup.
But to Pete's point, and I get exactly, Todd, where you're coming from. I'd love nothing more than to see Howie get out of here. But you're talking about a guy who drafted, and again, I'm not making excuses. This is just how it looks on paper. You drafted Landon Dickerson in the second round, who looks like he's panning out well. Devontae Smith, obviously, it was a no-brainer.
But those are softballs, man.
Listen, hold on.
He's failed at softballs before,
but then the big one that people are not going to get excited about, but how that's going to jerk himself over about is the
Jordan Mailata pick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. We're in the same mind space. So, and again, here's what I will say. He's had success in the later rounds of the draft. I'll give him that. And you might have very well found, I'm not going to anoint him yet because I still need to see more from Mailata, but he's looking like the future franchise left tackle. And the fact that you found him in the 7th round. Now, obviously, again, he has the physical abilities. He's 6'8", nearly 400 pounds. The man's a monster, and he's crazy athletic for his size.
That's what he drafted. Let's be honest on that one. He drafted for the size and ability, and it goes to developing because, like I said, we really did think. I mean, it was still a 7th round, so we really didn't care,
right?
Because that was a project. But that's more. I tip my hat off to the our offense, Jeff Stoutland, for pointing out that mold of a mountain of a man, and he was like, I think I can mold him.
And he's
the
young hero in this whole thing, to where Howie's going to get the publicity because he drafted him, but you're not going to see in the newspapers unless it's like a local Philly paper to where, but Jeff Stoutland did this, Jeff Stoutland did that. I don't care.
That's where for real. That's what you got to put your evaluation towards, because we talking about, was it 3 to 4 years that he had with him where he didn't even know how to play football? I mean, that ain't how we teaching him all day long. I mean, he's only played
football for 4 years. That's the crazy thing. He's only played football for 4 years. That's the insane.
Exactly. And so that's why I'm like, he can't take no credit off of that. The way I'm like, that's why I'm like,
I mean, you get the credit though. It doesn't matter. He developed obviously, but anyone else could have picked him, and how he picked him,
right. But and again, I have to tip my hat to Jeff Stoutland again.
That was Jeff Stoutland whispering in his ear,
absolutely. But I'm just saying, not for Jordan Mailata, but just what he's doing this year with these young guys. Obviously, you had Lane Johnson out for some time. You had to move Jordan Mailata over, and then you had to make Andre Dillard the
even Dillard's looks good.
Exactly, and he's looked good. When you talk about
that's why we're thinking about keeping Andre Dillard, because even when Mailata played right tackle, you can tell that he's more comfortable on the left side, but he's still efficient on the right.
He was more than serviceable.
Absolutely.
So I was shoot, if you really want to, I was like, yo,
if I could get rid of Lane Johnson and Brandon Brooks, I'd be very tempted to.
And that's was the thing.
I would.
Yeah, because I'm looking at
you have so much young talent in the offensive line.
Exactly. And that's one thing. That's another thing I'll give high respect for, because he has said we like to build from the line of scrimmage, and they've done that. Now the defensive line, it's older, they pay them a lot of money. I get it. But the offensive line, you have such young depth pieces with Nate Herbig, Jack Driscoll, the list goes on. You have a lot of young and talented guys, especially in the later rounds that you drafted, that can play, that can actually play.
And that's why I'm not gonna. I'm like, I know I'm Howie bashing, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like he hasn't done any good for this team. I mean, he has done some good for this team. He has helped bring in a Super Bowl, but there comes to a time where you got to say, okay, it's been almost 4 years since we won that Super Bowl. What have you done since that roster?
Exactly. Yep.
Because when you talk about when you win a Super Bowl, that means your window is open, and then guess what? You're on the countdown for it to it close. And you gotta have that right balance. And see, right now everybody's impressed with the Rams and OBJ. I mean, he's just trying to take it on easy street, freaking trying to join that team. But you gotta see the difference of.
Well, because once he wins if they win the Super Bowl this year, he's gone. You know that he's just trying to get a ring down. That's what he's trying to do.
1 year deal, win the Super Bowl, and then he's like this. As long as I get a few highlight plays, some team is going to pay me, and then I coach for the rest of my career. That's his plan.
Exactly. Yep.
I think
he's what? He's turning 30 this year, right?
Yeah,
29.
He's 30.
30. That's crazy.
Yeah, 30.
That's crazy that he's 30 already.
Time flies. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Time flew.
Yeah, you ain't
we
kidding.
Saw that catch.
That's crazy.
Like exactly. You gotta really think about how long that catch was, and when you really think about it, like, wow, what has he done since that catch?
Exactly. Well, since he left the Giants, it's just. I mean, aside from the 1 year in Cleveland, but
Garbaggio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys debate each other. I'm utterly exhausted.
We'll wrap it up for you, Pete. We'll wrap it up for you.
Yeah, I was just gonna just gonna follow up with with the Simmons talk. I was like,
that's even more reason for me to bow out.
No, I was just gonna say if that trade, like that 3-team trade, if that's like for real, even though, well, I was gonna ask y'all guys because I haven't really watched the Sixers, but is Springer? Is he worth trading? That's why I'm kind of.
Yeah, he's nothing. Springer's nothing.
Okay, so I was like, that's why I was like, that's the only thing I was just looking at. I was like, is he a true as a future piece?
No.
Is he worth trading? Because I know Patrick Beverly. I mean, he's still playing good defense, but I'm like, I look at him and I just wonder how many more years do we got with that.
He's not what he used to be for sure. But
so that's why I'm like this. We're taking that trade as part of like a money trade for Minnesota.
To balance the money. Exactly. Yep.
So that's why I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, we're not gonna really have Beverly for so long.
No, he's not. Stop it.
Habib says Springer's another Zaire Smith.
He was literally picked 26, and he also say what you want about Zaire Smith. They literally screwed up his development. He broke his foot, and then he almost fucking died.
He almost died from a peanut allergy.
Yeah,
think we would.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna head out. I hope you guys have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the show. Good night, everyone.
To wrap up anyway.
All right, Pete. And peace clad couch or chair.
Damn right.
Later, buddy. But yeah, I don't know.
That's where I was just like, because I just look at the trade. I saw that, okay, we know we want Brown. I mean, that's just given. Yeah. And I will take just a straight up Simmons for a Brown trade. Let's make that deal right now. But it's like, that's why I looked at the whole trade scenario, and it's like, okay, the Celtics will be happy they got Karl Townsend. We will be kind of happy because at least, I mean, we'll have Brown and Beverly for how many years he got, and then we're getting rid of that first and Springer. So that's why I was just trying to like, if everything like, do y'all see it as an even kill trade?
Listen, if I can get Jaylen Brown, I don't care what we give up. To be honest with you,
and that's
really
why I'm like this for cutting out. Like I just want to make sure.
Like if you give up a Matisse style again, they're all going to Minnesota. We're basically just getting. Too. Yeah, they're getting Thibault, Springer, Ben Simmons, and a next year's first round pick. And then
from Philly.
Minnesota would be trading. Just trying to remember off the top of my head. Minnesota would be trading Karl Anthony Towns to the Celtics, and then we get Beverly from Minnesota, and then we get Brown from the Celtics. So, I mean, again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I do it. I would definitely do it.
Almost
definitely. Is it going to happen? No, I don't think it's going to happen. Listen, if it happens,
like how much fire to that smoke is real. Like that's what I was looking
I think
at.
there's something to it, right? Because there was a report I think last week or 2 weeks ago now to where the report was there was interest from the Celtics about Ben Simmons, and now with this, again, it's just speculation, but it's a common theme, right? That's what you look for in these certain situations. You look for a common theme. So, will it happen? I don't think so. But listen, the sooner I get Ben out of my organization, the better. And I don't care what I get. Important thing.
I'm like this because I done dropped off the Leonard train. Like I just went ahead and just like I was like, that's not going to happen because I'm sorry, I got more enticed with the whole Brown because Brown is younger. I think
he's only 20. What? He's 27. I looked it up earlier today. I just want to double check.
I thought it was 27, 26 sounds about right.
Jaylen Brown is only. Oh my God, he's only 25.
Oh wow! Oh,
he's
that's
only
even
25.
Better.
What's he turning 26?
Yeah.
My God, he just turned 25. He just turned 25. He just turned 25 on October 24th.
Woo! Wow, he feels like he's been in the league. Yes, can we please? Because that means he still has a feeling. So we got 5 years to truly like he hit his like maximum peak of prime.
Theoretically, with basketball, I mean, he could be done at 35.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like you pair him up with Joel Embiid right now, max out Joel Embiid's years, then you still got Brown, so you still try to
have
build around that.
Exactly. Right.
So like that would most definitely be a must. That's why I was like not just happy that we finally got like a trade that actually makes sense on both sides to get rid of Simmons, but to actually get a valuable piece. I mean, I really look at if Morey pulls that off, I think it looks better than the Harden or the Leonard trade.
Oh, absolutely.
Just on that fact alone.
Yeah, because you get a young guy.
Exactly.
Let's see. Oh, here he is. Here he is. There's Bill. Resident Celtics. Jake, you don't believe Brad Stevens in the organization coming out today and saying, yes, asked about Ben Simmons, but Brown isn't going to be a part of any trade period, and let him know that you're not. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but you guys have locker room issues going on, Bill. So I don't know
because how long is Brown want to come off the bench?
Yeah, I don't know what the. I'm not locked in with the whole Boston situation. I know they had a locker room meeting and apparently it didn't go well. So I don't know. Well, we'll see.
That's why I just heard that Brown is done with coming off the bench now.
Yeah,
he wants to be a full-time starter.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
And you can't. Well, I mean, that's what you want out of your players that's trying to want to be stars, that's want to be off the bench. He's like this. I want to contribute. I'm trying to be a part of this team. I want to show off my skill set, but how can I do that if you only giving me limited minutes, have me come off the bench, sit me down for this? Like this, he looks at Tatum as a bum. I mean, that's why I like Brown. He's competition. He's like before Tatum, I was the guy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Brown has that dog in him too, which I like a lot. And Tom said it earlier on the show. He's so smooth with just how he plays basketball. He's so smooth with the shot, and He's just a
and then
smooth
teaming up
basketball
him with Maxey. Ooh,
yeah.
that's a tandem for years, man.
Well, it's just it's a killer offense. I don't know how when you have Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, which again I'm not a huge fan of, but he's guaranteed. He's a guaranteed 20 points a night. So Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, Jaylen Brown, like it's just and you're
Like
talking about the bench depth. Oof. Oof.
And that's what we need because I don't know if y'all know this, but the Warriors are back.
They are
Klay
back.
Thompson. Klay Thompson is gonna be the Christmas present because when he comes back, everybody's gonna be singing, screaming "Dub Nation." The Splash Brothers.
They're back. Yep, they're back. Listen, if Steph can win one more championship, I'll be more than happy for him. I love Steph Curry. I just love how he plays.
You cannot. I mean, that 50-point game. I mean, that was just like truly a reminder of y'all really forgot about my greatness.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
But again, before we get off, Klay hasn't played in what? It's been almost 2 years?
Yeah, it's been 2 years. Right? Yeah, it's been 2 years. I mean, you talking about when you're right there on coming back from the ACL and tear it again. And so, like this time, I mean, I saw the videos and I just see the look in his eyes, like, yo, he's coming back with a vengeance because he's really pissed off that people just like dusted him off or put him in like no man's land or just write him off. And I'm like, oh boy, y'all done woke up a monster.
Yeah. He's turning 32 in February, which again, he's 32, whatever. Basketball, it's not
still
really
in his
old.
prime. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, the prime years are between 30 and 36, 37 the most. Right. So that's
Habib. Yeah. Habib says we finally have someone who can drive to the rim and get foul or finish at the rim with Maxey. Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's looked fantastic. And it's not like, and we've said it a bunch on this platform too. When you're talking about when Ben Simmons is on the court, you're basically playing 4-on-5 basketball. When you're talking about the offensive side of the basketball for the Sixers, unless Ben's under the rim, and even then he'll pass it.
That's what we like. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if Doc Rivers doesn't pan out, I'm like, we need to go get Mark Jackson. Like I want coaches, I want players to represent Philly that has that dog in them, man, that's just ready to go. And I know like even with Jalen Hurts, like people say like he's more talk than play, but I just look at what he did for that first down play, man. Like we all applauded and went all crazy when Michael Vick or Donovan McNabb do like some diving shit, but we just like, you still can't throw. But I'm like, I see that throw they made to Devontae Smith that was a touchdown. I look at that was a beautiful thing. He stepped up in the pocket. So just like you said, you was like, I see some development. It's like you cannot sit there and deny. Like you see something there.
Like I my thing is with Jalen, like. Again, and I've said this at nauseum too, to where as a person and as a leader of a football team, as a worker, I love him. I absolutely love him. He's a hard worker. He's a great kid. He comes from a coaching family. His dad was a football coach. Obviously, it's high school, but still, you're the son of a football coach.
Yeah, you got some kind
Nick
of
Sirianni was the same thing, so they have that connection there. But I get it. Like if he can develop into a serviceable or even above average quarterback, I'm perfectly fine with giving him the
it took
keys.
Dak 3 years, man. That's why I look at it. I look at it took Dak 3 years. He got a new coaching staff. I just really want one more year because I don't want to waste these 3 first rounders.
I'm with you. And listen, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'd rather build this team for the future with our top picks and then possibly get more in the future if we do trade down that Dolphins pick, but we'll see because they got a huge win last night.
Well, I think that Dolphins pick is still can climb back up because I mean, that win definitely just, oh my God, that hurt really badly because I was just it sucks to look at this game, and that's why I just look at it. How many times we don't say, here's Lamar Jackson elite, MVP, but here it is. You can't beat the sorry ass Dolphins.
Yeah, Yeah.
Let's not. And I'm like this: if we call him elite, don't give him no excuses. You cannot give him any excuses.
And again, when you're talking football, like any game's a given, right? But at the same, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's 11. It's hard to just point out to one guy because you need all 11 players to execute. Like that's why it's so hard. It's easy to try to nitpick at certain things or bring up certain plays, but at the end of the day, did all 11 guys execute?
Right. And their offense just got shut down. Their offense got shut down. Talking about the Ravens, they couldn't do anything.
Like that's what I'm saying. It was like they schemed it up to where it seemed like they wanted Lamar to run. And how often do you want to see that?
Yeah, exactly. Bill saying the picks he's guessing will be 7, 8, and 18. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm fine. If I get 2 top 10 picks, I'm happy with that for sure.
I still need that Dolphins pick to be that high because I seen my boy from Oregon. Oh my goodness,
he's going the defensive end, right?
Yeah,
he's going number 1. I'd be shocked if he doesn't go number 1. I'd be shocked.
Well, that's why I brought up about the Lions and the Texans because they still they need a quarterback. And so I'm like this, please both of them take back-to-back quarterbacks and let him fall right there.
Listen, if he falls past 1, that defensive end from Oregon, listen, that's a bad look on on whatever franchise passes on him because he's just a phenomenal talent.
Well, that's why
he just can't be stopped.
And I'm like this. Okay, we couldn't get Michael Parsons this year. Can we please get this guy? Because it seemed like you can put him at defensive end. You can put him in the inside middle linebacker or the outside linebacker. I mean, that's the kind of piece that you need on the defense. That's just that movable piece, the movable chess piece, so you can see where's the weakness on this defense. Yeah, because absolutely. I was impressed with his cover skills. I mean, that man can drop back. With the tight end and as fast as anybody. So I was like, that's a piece that we need. I want to get your big man from Georgia, Davis.
Jordan Davis.
Yes.
Listen, if we move on from Fletcher Cox, please give me Jordan Davis.
I mean, at least have him. I mean, hell, you can have Fletcher Cox on the team, but get him because he's not only as big as Calais Campbell, but he just seems like he's just more vicious and like seeing him. I don't know if they it's on his highlight tapes, but seeing him like literally almost pancake 2 blockers just to move him out of his way was like extraordinary.
He's another guy who's just a freak, and he's just like he's big, like
exactly.
Like he's fat, but not like a bad fat. You know what I'm saying? Like he's big,
no, because he can.
But
move,
he's solid. He's just solid.
Yeah, and I'm like, you gotta, and I see if you want to run this 2-gap system, you gotta have a guy like that, a guy that can literally push the pocket while staying in those 2-gap systems, but can make plays for you if he needs to. Like that's the kind of guy that you really want to draft, and if not, then I mean, of course, it's Stingley, Hamilton. But we got to go get Christian Harrison. I'm not gonna pull the plug off of it. I mean, I'm sorry about your Arn Anderson from Georgia. I know you really liked him, and
I did.
The legal troubles.
Yeah, I mean, again, I always look at that kind of like a selfish way too, because I'm like, ooh, it hurts his draft stock. Maybe he'll fall a little bit, but I don't know. But it's a big. I know it's a big deal with all the legal stuff he's going through. It's a huge thing. So I don't know. I pray for the best as far as that goes. Again, hopefully.
But I know we're getting close to the time, so let's pay some bills.
Yeah, exactly. Because
you were right. Never bet against
Usman. Yeah. As long as it's not like the Henry Ruggs situation, then.
Well, I mean, right now
he might get up to 50. He might get up to 50.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's sad because I mean,
it is sad. It's very sad.
You talking about a young guy in his I mean, he was just going into his 2nd year,
and he was actually having a really good year.
Exactly,
coming out as a second-year wide receiver. He was actually having a really good year. And again, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible situation that happened. My condolences go out to, obviously, the girl and her family and the dog. That they lost.
I mean, it goes out to everyone. I mean,
it goes out to everyone for sure. But again, I'm not gonna condone a dumb decision that was made by a 22-year-old that was driving 150 something miles down a strip in Vegas, not the strip, but down just a strip of road in just a basic general neighborhood to where.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought it was. I mean, everybody's saying it was like the strip or it looked like a highway, but I mean, if you really want to be honest, it just looked like your typical, neighborhood kind of roads, that's, looks just normal. And I mean, most of the time you only allowed to go like maybe 55 on those kind of normal roads. So it's like,
if that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because damn sure it wasn't a high or freeway. So it's like you shouldn't be flying at those speeds, unless you're on the Autobahn. But
right. And the fact that you're drunk too on top of it makes it just that much worse. Makes it so much worse because it's such an avoidable situation.
Is that you have so many options to.
Exactly. Yep. And we said it when it happened. Tom said it in his video. The league has a 24/7 call service to where if you feel inebriated or anything like that, you can call the league offices and be like, "Listen, I need someone to pick me up. I can't. I can't drive. I can't do this. I can't do that."
Not only that, but you can't even call like a teammate to say, "Hey, man,
can you pick me up?" Yeah,
I'm slurring, man. Yeah, like seriously, not even a teammate.
Well, I think it was I think they said 5 a.m. in Vegas. I think it was like that, or it was like in the middle of the night. But anyway,
but still, it's just 24 hours Uber, Lyft. Yep. I mean,
had your options and just.
That's what I'm saying. You feel bad for the young man because you see how damaging from all around aspects, but the reason why you feel bad for him is because not only that you're gonna see his talent be just wasted. It goes away, wasted. I mean, but it's just the fact that he did something that a lot of we all strive to do. If you love football, you made it into the NFL. You came out, some hard times because I remember watching his backstory. I mean, he had a rough childhood.
It's a crazy story, and he ended up being the breadwinner for his family, and now it's just
exactly you was changing your family's life, and to just disappear like that. Like that's why I tell people it's like you gotta cherish life, man. You got to, sometimes really take time to. I mean, want to make money, want to, have a better lifestyle, but sometimes take the time to really appreciate what you have, because if you don't, it can be gone from you in a blaze. And I don't mean no pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Again, it's just, and like you were talking about, and we'll leave on this note, but it's just it's unfortunate because you see it all the time with these young athletes who have such a bright future, and you see the talent, and you give these guys money that came out of I'll say less fortunate situations, and stuff like this happens, and it's a shame. It's honestly a shame. But again, I'm not condoning what he did.
No, it's not.
It's a dumb decision, and it was a selfish decision. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and I'm glad that even Mark Davis, paid respects at the funeral. That was cool. That goes a very long way. That shows that owner, can show a lot of love and a lot of respect. That went out of his way.
Exactly. And situations like this too, it doesn't affect the people involved. It affects everyone, because obviously, Nick Saban had to say something. Obviously, Devontae Smith had something to say about it.
And that's what I'm saying. That's his best friend. You see how powerful that man is. That's why I was like, Ruggs, you really see how much you was doing in life, where you have so many, not just people, but very powerful people, now has to say like Nick Saban, like they they was trying to go after him on his like you didn't see that coming or anything like that, and if Nick Saban is like, if you're not one of the Nick Saban guys, you can tell like he'll fight for you to the end. I mean he really showed a lot of class. I mean that's why you just gotta love him, because at many times he could have bashed them, but he kept it even keel for everybody.
Well, and that's why too, like all these kids from Alabama, like a lot of these players from Alabama, they love him. Like he'll get up your ass about like not doing something right or things like that. He'll chew your ass out in front of whoever. Exactly. He doesn't care. But at the same time, there's a moniker of respect that comes with that too, to where, and he also has the reputation too. When you win all those championships and you've been at an elite level of coaching, and you've made Alabama the powerhouse that it really is. It's just, it's amazing. But again, when you have a coach like Nick Saban, to where he's a good guy, he does his job very well, and he also has to respect the players. When you have that and you go through all those players, listen, you're going to need 2 churches to fill up that funeral, because that man is just that's gonna be.
And that's what I say, to still have a coach, even after a terrible situation like this, to still not only give you that stern talk, like you can tell, like he was like talking through that interview to him, because he still gave him that stern, like you really messed up, you
messed up big time,
you know your future, you have no future now, like I
can't do anything really to help you, but
I can't do anything, we can't, but you gonna have to figure out how to fix it.
Exactly.
I was just like, those are the kind of sides that you kind of, you like to see out of a coach that you don't see a lot, like out of Bill Belichick, Nick Saban, because they're just so hard guys. But then when you see some real life stuff, or from Bill Belichick's dog making a draft pick to Nick Saban giving that kind of speech, is like it's a reminder that, or it shows you that glimpse of why these players go hard for these kind of coaches. And that's where it's like, damn, I wish we could have that in Philly, or I hope that Nick Sirianni is that kind of coach where, he can be hard, but that love is there.
Exactly.
That love and that respect is there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll wrap up on that note. Todd, appreciate you coming on. David, appreciate you coming on if you're still watching. And fam, we do it Friday.
Appreciate it, man.
Segment of the show. We have people call in. Todd's a frequent caller, comes in all the time. Love having Todd on. But every Friday,
I need it.
But every Friday we do this. Obviously, we get into our topics. We talk sports, and when you guys come on, we can talk about whatever you want, whether it be sports related or whatever. We can talk. It's like having a conversation with your friends at the bar, just shooting the shit, whatever. That's all it is. That's all it is here. It's just a conversation. But Fan Friday is brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason'sBarAndSteaks.com. The website again is Gleason'sBarAndSteaks.com. We are also brought to you by, where is it before I forget, since Nate Moss and Willie Vegas's picks are coming out tomorrow for fantasy and just football picks, NBA
Money
picks,
pop pass.
MMA picks. Listen, $9.99 a month. Perks include appearances on shows, members only live streams, shout outs, weekly picks for Money Pop Podcast, Nate Moss, and Willie Vegas. Brian Wilson gives you your weekend fantasy picks. Listen, making money, you can't beat it. You got to spend money to make money. $9.99 a month.
Exactly.
Pay for people.
And don't you dare blame him for that Miami and Ravens game. Nobody saw that one.
No, exactly.
Nobody saw that one motherfucking coming.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's pockets are hurting from that one. But again,
even people in Las Vegas, they probably said they had an inside scoop, but still wouldn't have took that bet. I mean, come
exactly.
on.
We're also doing jersey giveaways on A2D Wednesday night, and I know Steve is doing giveaways as well on his end. on the weekly roundup on Saturdays. So again, spend a little money, a little $10 spot to possibly pay for your rent, pay a bill, pay for some food for the next night. You never know. We've had people call us all the time.
You
Be like,
need,
listen,
you need
thank
that
you so much.
Date night money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And we get messages
it's the holiday
all the
season.
time.
Fuck all the dating and all that other bullshit. You start using that to get gifts, man. We're in the holiday season now. You got Black Friday coming up.
Bill, we've been doing this for how long? Come on, just send us a message. You've been here long enough. You've been here as long as I've been here, even longer. So you know how it goes. Send us a message. We don't
there you
bite,
go.
You know that. Unless you go on one of your rants, we might bite a little bit, but it's all love.
If any of us from the A2D family goes on a rant, is well deserved, and guess what? It's all entertainment.
Exactly. But that's it for us, guys. Again, we have, let's see, what do we have on the docket tomorrow? We have the weekly roundup. We have In This Very Ring with Ritz and Butters. Oh, if you're a wrestling fan, listen, it's a must watch. You can't pass it up. We got a bunch of shows, especially on Sunday. We got the Rant Booth, Money Pop podcast in the morning. The Rant Booth, like I said, right before football starts in the evening. And then obviously to cap off Sunday night, you have Agree to Disagree with Tom, Wilson, Greg, and Sweeps. So again, jam-packed weekend, always busy here at A2D Radio. But we'll catch you guys back next week on another episode of Fan Friday. Later, guys.
All right. Later.